Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Chelsea podcast, where we discuss all things Manchester United and all things Chelsea. And in regards to these two clubs, and here we go, middle of March, people. Quenda to sign for Chelsea. Manchester United target according to reports, someone who have been linked heavily with the club since Ruben Amorim's appointment at Manchester United, but he's heading to Chelsea Football Club in 2026. So is it a good signing for Chelsea? Did Manchester United miss out? We'll be discussing all those things. Both these clubs through to the quarterfinals in Europe as well, with Manchester United advancing in the Europa League, Chelsea advancing in the Conference League as well. Chelsea have the big Premier League tie of the weekend as well as they travel to London rivals Arsenal. So we'll also be discussing that as well as getting questions in the chat. Any questions or anything you lot want us to discuss in regards to United or Chelsea. So please keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United or Chelsea related. And as always, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live, please hit the like button on the video. So important you do that. Hit that like button on the video. Please make sure you share this out across all socials. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, and that's me, Flawless, on Twitter and Instagram. And just as important, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It is rolled to 15K on here. But we do have the regulars in the building. The Chelsea lot are here. Surf is in the building. We have the Bridge Nation, Ahmed in the building. Prime is also here as well. What you lot telling me? Everybody good?
You know, I'm just watching Dead Hoops right now, man. Chop Merchants. Terrible, man. But listen, you know, Chelsea, man, you know, I mean, trash as well. You know, I mean, they're not listening. Chelsea doesn't listen to me anymore, Flawless. They don't listen to me, Chelsea, bro.
They never do.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If they start listening to me, bro, you know what I mean? There'll be a lot more success at this club. But
you'd have Barcola on one wing.
Yeah, you would have kept Gallagher. You would have kept Gallagher.
Listen, man. Gallagher over KDH any day of the week, mate. That's all I'm saying, man. You know what I mean?
One goal led to his side going through in the European competition, and one goal didn't. So.
Oh, here we go. Conference League hype. No, I'm just kidding.
Jesus. Well, yeah, we're here, sir, for Bridge Nation. Make sure you subscribe to this Joke Man channel, and Prime is in the cut as well. So, Ahmed, we'll start with you. We'll start with the title as well. Quenda, thoughts? Because, like I said, we got a bumper, right? We got a here we go in the middle of the night out of nowhere. It was out of nowhere. Talk to us.
You know, if this was a Bridge Nation stream, you know, there would be a meme that would be coming up here from the Breakfast Club. You know, and it would be, the black guy that's got the glasses on. Yeah, and it goes, who are these niggas? You know what I mean? So genuinely, that's what I'm like with Quenda, bro, right now. I'm so serious when I say that, bro. I have no idea who this guy is.
You don't know about Quenda? Okay, I'm surprised, actually. I thought.
Wait, what did Ahmed say?
He said you don't know about Quenda. You don't know about
Can't repeat it.
Yes, you know, the
reality is... I thought you said that. Wow. The first time I heard Ahmed say that. Crazy.
Listen, man, you know what it is, yeah. Before this Quenda stuff happened, Flawless, Safa and Prime know this. I had been on the train of saying, say no to Portugal. You know, I had been making the hashtag quite nicely and clear. You know, there was a big problem at Chelsea right now is that, you know, we've got a sad agent that's controlling us one directors right now named Jorge Mendes. You know what I mean? Okay. And, you know, he owns like the vast majority of the Portuguese players in terms of agency-wise. So I've been like, we need to say no to Portugal right now.
Okay.
You know, but sadly, it looks like we're Jorge FC now. We're the new Wolves. So now...
How many Portuguese players? Wait, outside of now, how many Portuguese players do you actually have?
We've now got Sugu, João Felix, Neto.
Who?
Neto.
He was the first one you said?
João Felix.
Okay, João don't play for you lot because he's
but we brought him. Okay.
So João
Pedro Neto is another one.
Neto, yeah. Who else?
There's another one that escapes my mind as well that I'm not remembering, maybe or something like that. That's related to him. But at the end of the day,
Ahmed, the first name you said, did you say Amogu? Is that the first name you said?
No, that's Esugu.
Yeah,
the Portuguese. That's another midfielder from Sport Lisbon that we're close to finishing the job on.
Is he any good though?
Apparently, he's another Portuguese wonder kid, mate. That's all I know.
All right, first.
At the end of the day, mate.
Go to Portugal, no Nando's, yeah.
No to Nando's. Don't worry, man. We season our chicken well. The Caribbean. Shout out to Caribbean. Seasoning. Shout out to the African seasoning. We good, man. We good at home, man. We good at home. You know what I mean? I'm right there. So listen. End of the day, man. Listen. Hopefully.
This guy just started the show with straight on waffle, just straight on waffle, yo. What are you talking about?
What it is, man. I just don't know what happened to the game I love, man. What happened to my club, bro? You know what I mean? What's happened to my club, man? You know what I mean? Jorge Mendes is taking over my club, bro. The game's gone, man. The game's gone. But I'll let Sam go on.
So that's your thoughts on Quenda, pretty much. You don't know too much about him. Fair same. I'm actually in the same boat as you with that. What are you saying, sir? Thoughts on the Quenda deal?
Well, Quenda was in Ruben Amorim's team as a right wing back. So you should know about him, Ahmed, because he's been featured a lot of times, especially against Arsenal and everything like that. So you should know about it.
I didn't watch those games, I'm afraid. That's why.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, really. But I don't really want to discuss this transfer, this player, until this time in 2027. Really. Because he's not coming till 2026, and I'll know a bit more about him as a player 6 or 7 months after he arrives at the club. So really, I have no opinion on this in terms of they wanted him. I'm fine with it in terms of he's got a bit of know about him in terms of people know about him. He's got experience in the Champions League. He's played like 10 times in there. He wants to be a winger, not a wing back. So the new manager's playing him more as a winger, one-on-one touchline. On a side note, I do think it's optimistic that he wants to. They're putting out there that he spoke with Maresca and really wants to play for him in some abbreviation. I think it's optimistic to think that Maresca will be in charge in a year of its time in 2026. So, so in my opinion, but if I sort of liken this a bit to when we were linked to Tchouaméni and we didn't buy him because we thought he needed one more year in Monaco, and I just think it's like, well, if you want the player. And the terms are that that club wants to keep him on loan for another year, then that's fine. Like I say, I can't really judge it on anything because we're not going to see him until over a year's time. So, we'll probably Chelsea fans will pay a lot more attention to him now until then. He's going to, like I say, by the time he gets to us, he's going to have more experience. He's only going to be about 18, so. Barring injury, of course, but he's got called up to Portugal now as well. So he's got about 3 goals, 8 assists so far this season. So
because I know he's now playing since Amorim's left, he's playing as a winger now.
Yeah, he's playing more as a direct winger. Apparently, reports are that you always get that Chelsea stepped in before, like obviously you guys were talking to him, and I think Bayern Munich were interested in him as well. So that's fine. I'm more inclined to do something like this because I know about the player instead of like a £25 million for some 16-year-old Brazilian no one knows about. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that. I know a bit about this player. I've watched him play. Obviously very athletic, very young. But, probably 2026, the days of evil Saka are done, really. Tyreek George, aren't they? So,
Why are you hating the young couple players, mate?
I'm not.
Put some respect to Tariq George.
You know what? He does look like him still.
You know what I mean? Shut up,
he does.
Some respect to Tariq George.
He does look like him. I see him. I was like, yo, he actually does look like Saka. That is crazy.
Yeah,
Saka's crazy. Though, quite like.
I think it's one where, it's very it's strange and it's not strange to do transfers like this, in my opinion. But deals are there to be done. We acquiesce to their. I wonder why you did. I wonder if that's why you didn't sign him in the end. Because Amorim's playing 2 things. Amorim's playing a wing back system, and he probably also wanted Quenda to play right wing back, and he doesn't want to do that anymore. And second, they wanted to keep him on loan for another year.
Yeah, I think it's more than that. That did cross my mind. Is more than that because we can't wait. We're
Yeah.
not in the luxury to be waiting for anyone. Not saying he's a good
No.
player or he's not. We just not in that's any player. We are in no situation. We need players now. Fuck 2025 summer. We need players now the 14th of March. Never mind the summer. So
Yeah.
maybe that did play a part.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
did.
just don't, I'm not going to get too
Shouts-
excited, but I'm not going to browbeat it into. I'm not going to browbeat it into the ground and go, "Oh, what are they doing?" Stuff like that. It's an exciting. It's more intriguing to me because I know about the player, so it's more of okay. That's the type. When I said that, that's the type of signing where when they're a young player that you could get your head around. He's the type of signing that you can get your head around and go, okay, I see what you're doing. You know what I mean? But like,
you know where it's if I can just.
But that was followed by the friggin' left back in Brazil, whatever his fucking name is. That begins with Z. His name is.
You know what it's yeah. I think again, one thing that I know the club has clearly again. I feel like with this deal for Quenda, the Brazilian kid you're talking about, even this Asugu guy that's now being talked about, that's basically coming in as well. They're clearly sticking to this model that they've said. Yeah.
Todd
Hello,
Bowley,
high water.
confirmed it. Todd Bowley
I'm just saying though. Yes, obviously confirmed, but I feel like these signings are only more so reconfirm what he's saying. If that makes sense. Like, listen.
Yeah. I mean, Todd Bowley. Everyone tried to paint him as the good guy. Just rubbished everyone and just said, "Yeah, we're just continuing with this." And that's what I said. It's like now it's not like
the game's the game, mate.
I said on Lewis's stream, I'm done with the faux outrage of, oh, why are we doing this? And it's like, well, you know why we're doing this. You've been told several times why we're doing this. The problem is it's a continuation. It's a continuation that you should be upset with if you're still upset with this. But like I said, whenever the transfer window ends, it can't be like Quenda's like a top transfer and he's not going to be here until a year. Do you know what I mean? We can't walk away from this summer transfer window and talk about Quenda as one of the best transfers this summer when he's not going to arrive for another year. Do you know what I mean? It just don't make any sense. But he looks good. Again, it's that dreaded word potential. But I've seen him play and he's shown some good attributes and stuff like that. Unlike the 15 odd Brazilians and whoever we bought. You know what I mean? So.
That's fair. Big up to Sheik in the cut. Big up Stephanie. Big up Jez. Everyone else that is tapped in as well. Shouts to Prime. He's also been kind enough to drop some comments on Quenda as well. I'll get to a couple of these also. So this was that actual deal. Chelsea agreed deal for Portuguese top talent Quenda. Here we go. Medical done for Quenda after secret blitz. He will join Chelsea in 2026. Club to club agreement completed with Sporting, and Quenda said yes to Chelsea project and Enzo Maresca's plans. That's from Fabrizio Romano. Also, this is, let me actually find it. Shouts to, this is also on Maresca's. Chelsea are involving Enzo Maresca on transfer decisions for the present and future and have had many conversations. They see Quenda as a perfect player to be a winger of the future, to play 1v1. Right, I sounded like Ahmed. Jesus Christ. That's what we want. That's what the player wants, not wing back. Yeah, that's you. You're on that 1v1 demon thing. You was the first person I heard say that. 1v1 demon. Don't do that.
Let's not do that. I have never claimed the 1v1 demon ownership.
No. I'm not saying about Quenda. I'm saying that phrase is the first time I heard it was you say that.
I was only mentioning the 1v1 demon because of people talking about Kalamas not doing that way. That's all it was, bro.
I only heard you mention. I only heard you that. I'm not saying you said it about Quenda. I'm saying the first time I heard that phrase was from you.
Yeah, but Chelsea fans are known for this. Like Ahmed's right. Chelsea fans did it with Cho, 1v1 demon. And then when I next heard the word crop up again was with
Ahmed Madueke.
No. It wasn't even Ahmed that said it with Madueke. It was Chelsea Don that said it with Madueke. Like he's a 1v1 demon. He said that like last year or the year before.
1v1 demon. And this is him as well. Enzo Maresca thinks Quenda is the perfect player to play for him as a winger. A crucial point on the player. Quenda no longer wanted to play wing back. He wants to play 1v1. So conversation with Maresca was important. Another club interested was Bayern Munich. So yeah, your thoughts on the detail on the deal, Prime. Also, Enzo Maresca's comments on him as well.
Is Maresca gonna be here next season, guys?
Surfer made that point still. It's a valid point. I hear it.
Yeah,
but go on, Prime.
We'll see. But I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I get. Oh, sorry. Yeah, interesting. Like, it is annoying that like they're still doing this with just like signing like young players and stuff, with potential and not going for a bit more experience. However, like Surfer said, it's still the model, so I'm not like surprised, but I do think it's still annoying. However, Quenda, though he is young, at least it's not like another like Amagu or David Washington type signing that he has had like experience playing in the top 5 league as a starter for Sporting. Was he not there last season? He's won a title. And also the fact that he's still going to stay out there for another year means he can actually get more game time instead of coming to Chelsea next season when we're not going to get a preseason. He's not going to get time to bed in, and things could be quite rocky for him. Profile-wise, again, it suits because the type of wingers that, again, assuming Maresca's here long-term, the type of wingers Maresca actually needs are wingers who can actually be isolated with their fullback and beat them 1v1. And Quenda, having played wingback, he's used to being out wide and being able to constantly having to beat his man, which was quite why I was kind of skeptical about the Sancho situation, because Sancho needs players around him that he wants to link up with, whereas Quenda can actually just take his man on. So yeah, it's interesting as a signing. Again, his age is like, I would have liked it if he was a bit older, but considering that he is more experienced than the other young guys we've been buying, I guess that is a step in the right direction. That they're not going away from their model, but at least it seems like there's a bit of a tweak to it, you know? So I don't know. It is what it is. I wonder what, because Sancho, the thing came out about us not taking up the obligation to buy him. So if Sancho is going to go and Mudryk is doing whatever he's doing with his drug stuff, that means we're only going to have Neto, Madueke, assuming he stays, and an Esteval coming in. That means we're going to need another winger to come next summer for next season. So I wonder who that's going to be. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, it is a good signing. Like, it is a good signing, but I haven't watched them a lot, so I don't know. Like, I'm not giving you my personal opinions of the player, but from people who speak highly of him, and the people who've spoken of him being good are people I actually trust. So, we'll see. We'll see. I might actually start watching him because if he's going to be here, I'm gonna have to watch him. We're gonna have a year. I'm gonna have to watch him.
I'm not interested.
Whole season and a bit to watch him. And big up to RSV for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says United wanted him for 33 million. I'm guessing what you're saying there. Chelsea spending 42 million over 8 years is not surprising. United are doing what Chelsea did with Euro, trying to piss clubs off. I don't think they're trying to necessarily piss clubs off. I think they're just going for a talent. I think Prime just mentioned it there. If Mudryk don't come back, we'll get to the Sancho situation in a second. But let's say they lose those 2 players. You've only got, like you said, Neto, Madueke. Who else you got out wide? Did you mention? Is there anyone else?
Neto, Madueke,
Sancho, Tariq George.
Tariq George. I forgot about him. Tariq George and Achimpong were like, remember when Achimpong signed the contract? There was like this big presentation thing that was made for him and Tariq George, where they were given like lockers in the dressing room and stuff like that. Which, whatever, read into that whatever you may. But if there is trust in George and he has a good end to the season, maybe he's going to be part of the actual team next year, not just like a young squad player, but an actual like player in the team. Which I guess I don't really mind. I don't think George is anything special per se, but as squad depth, he is quite good, and I'd rather have him than, God forbid, we go back in for Garnacho in the summer, because that when I saw the news and then I went on Lewis's stream, my like immediate reaction was, are we just, because this came out of nowhere, my immediate reaction was, are we doing this to piss off United because we didn't get Garnacho? Because we did the same with Mudryk, and we did the same when we bought Lavia to stop Liverpool from getting him, because they bid for Caicedo and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I assumed it was just to piss off United, and maybe there is a part in that as well. But he is actually a quality player, so you know,
First.
it is.
But yeah,
It is what it is.
well, big up RSV for the super chat. So yeah, I don't think it's the piss clubs off. I think they're looking to actually improve in that area, especially if Modric don't come back, especially if Sancho, whoever he stays or goes, which we'll talk about in a second. They did try and sign Garnacho, so he was in the winger market just in January. And had Manchester United accepted the bid, he'd be a Chelsea player right now. So maybe it's time for that. So big up to RSV. But going to you, Ahmed, because I actually forgot about this. A lot of conversation talking about Sancho, about the deal, and saying Chelsea don't necessarily have to sign him, even though it's an obligation to buy. They could pull out of the deal, and there would be some form of finance. Well, there'd be some form of a penalty. Don't know what that is. I've heard no reports on the numbers, but Sancho's been criticized heavily as of recent for his Chelsea form, as other players as well. But where do you stand with it all? Would you be happy to see Sancho come back to Manchester United, or do you want to see him stay at Chelsea?
You know, there is no smoke without fire, as I always say. The one thing about Chelsea is that, these guys, man, they
You've
are
never
PR
said that
merchants.
before.
You know what I mean? You listen. What do you mean?
You've never said that before.
I have. Maybe just to watch my shows, man. Watch the
I
Bridge
watch your
Nation,
shows.
please.
I watch
Watch
your
the Bridge
shows.
Nation, please.
Watch the Bridge Nation, and that's the
There we go,
everyone
man.
needs to watch the Bridge Nation. He's
You know
I
what
the
I
watch
mean?
the Bridge Nation.
Yeah,
Ahmed.
Watch
If
the
you
Bridge
said that
Nation.
before, you know,
Watch NBA playback. You know what I mean? Listen, you see
Ahmed,
me there, man. Say that, man.
I have no clips of you saying there's no smoke without fire. So.
You know why? Because he probably said there's no fire without smoke. That's probably
Yeah,
why.
see, probably why.
He
Yeah,
probably
there we
said it the
go.
other way around. Yeah,
Yeah,
he probably
yeah.
said
But like the what? Going back to our point, there's no smoke without fire, right? Like the thing about the Chelsea PR guys, man, they're elite, man. They know what the game is, man. You know what I mean? It's generational what they do, man, out there. And the fact they're already leaking that Sancho doesn't need to be brought, for me, means not even before even my opinions of the matter, that it looks like he's heading back to United. I'll be very honest with you.
So you think you reckon
He
he's on his
might
way
be
back? That's what you think,
heading back to United, or it might be Chelsea that trying to make a ploy of trying to get him even less than what probably was agreed to in my eyes. I don't know how much it was for, right?
It's
The
only 25
obligation to
million.
buy.
The obligation is 25 million.
So either that or maybe the I just feel like the stuff with Quenda. There's been rumors already about us being linked with a few left wingers already, like Leao, right, as well, right? So for me, this kind of smells like the club's way of trying to escape the Sancho situation, I'll be honest.
Okay, let me ask you then. Do you think that is the right move? Like, do you agree with it?
Genuinely, as of right now,
or you saying, hey, let him go? Where you
I'll be honest, as of right now, I would have to say, let him go. I'll be very real with you, bro.
Okay, talk about why.
Because I think from a performance perspective, bro, it's not been good enough really for like a good period of time. And I think one of the benefits of having a loan, right, is that you can objectively see someone, right, and analyze them whether or not they're better for you in a long term in an obligation setting. And I just think for me, his issue at Chelsea's actually been he'll get past his man, but then much like Madueke, bro, his decision making has been quite poor.
Okay.
That's what's hurting him more than anything else. So that's why I would probably say no to him, honestly.
Well, fair enough. So you're saying you're happy to see him go. So if, let's say, you were to sign him in the summer for 25 million, would you be disappointed and go, that's the wrong move?
I wouldn't be disappointed, but I wouldn't say disappointed wrong move, because again, he would be a much better improvement than who we have on the bench, right? Let's not get twisted. But I just think for me, it seems like the club is looking for like a star left winger already. Like Mudryk probably, if the B sample is what we believe it to be allegedly, because still nothing's come out in regards to that. He looks like he's off, right? Sancho's looking like probably they're trying to get rid of him. It's looking like they already got the Quenda deal done, right? Now you're just looking at bringing one more guy right there to really, iron out the situation. That's like a starter.
Okay, all right, Fez. Prime, what are you saying in regard? I actually don't know your thoughts on this. So where do you stand with the Sancho deal? Would you like to see him return, or are you like, okay, you know what? He had a good start. Let's keep him. Let's have him for the foreseeable.
That's funny, Jess.
Yeah, he says him replying to Rashford saying freedom just to go back to United would actually send me to the moon. Yeah, we can't. And I'm a Sancho fan. If we comes back, we gotta sell him. But I'll give my thoughts on it shortly. Go on.
Yeah, bro, I've never been a fan of Sancho. Even when he was originally at Dortmund and he was linked to Chelsea and to United, and Chelsea fans were aghast because he's a Chelsea fan. Never been a big fan of Sancho because I believe he's a good player technically, but in terms of going to United was just the wrong move. And then him coming to Chelsea when the type of wingers that we need for the system Maresca wants to play are wingers, like I said, that can our wingers are supposed to get isolated 1v1 situations at the fullback that they can actually get past. And the way Sancho wants to play, he needs someone to link up with and play 1-2s with, which is fine, but that doesn't suit the way we want to play. Funny enough, I think he probably could do well in Amram's system in one of the 2-10s, but because things have been so bad at Man United, you're right. I think you just have to leave it anyway. But with Chelsea, I would agree not taking the move and letting him go back. However, like I said with the Quenda situation, he's staying at Sporting for another year. Mudryk, whatever's happening with him, I don't know. I read that he's apparently been giving a training regimen with Chelsea, so he can train on his own and not with the squad. But whatever's happening with him, who knows? So assuming he's also gone, we only have 3 wingers. What 4 if you count George as a winger in the team, and then you count Esteval as a winger in the team. But that would then mean that our starting wingers that actually have experience playing, and even then, it's not necessarily high-level experience, is Neto and Madueke. And people even debate whether Neto and Madueke are actually good enough. So, our winger situation is kind of up in the air. But yeah, Sancho, him going, I'm okay with it. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of him anyway. And system-wise, he just doesn't necessarily fit. I don't know. It is what it is. It's not like he's stunk, by the way. People trying to do a narrative he's been terrible. He hasn't been terrible, but it's just the situation is what the situation is. And with the rest of our wingers, the fact that we didn't buy a striker last summer, we brought in someone like Sancho and Neto who do best when they have box dominant strikers. Neto's played with Jimenez and Sancho's played with Haaland and Fulkrug last January when he was at Dortmund on loan. And we have only Jackson, who, as much as I rate Jackson, he's not Jimenez, he's not a Haaland, he's not an Osimhen, he's not that type of striker. We didn't buy anyone. Even Samu, who I backed Ahmed in saying that we should go for him, we didn't buy anyone. And we have Jackson. Jackson got injured. We have no one else, and now you're starting to see that without a focal point striker, a lot of our wingers can't do much, So yeah, I know I'm kind of waffling, I guess. Sancho going, yeah, I'm cool with it. I don't mind. I'm curious to see what United actually do. I'm curious to see where he goes, if he stays in the Prem or he ends up leaving. I think he should leave the Prem. Go back, maybe go Germany or go Spain or something, leave the Prem. Because it's just the whole situation with United and now Chelsea. Staying in England is just clearly not good. He should leave in the benefit of his own career.
It'd be interesting to see what the penalty is, because there is an obligation to buy. And there's been no reports of what this fee would be if Chelsea were to pull out of this deal. It's not saying that they couldn't afford. I'm guessing it's got to be in the region of 25 million or something, because I've never known an obligation to buy not actually go through. But
I think there has to be a reason, no? I thought the obligation to buy was if we finish above 12th or something.
Yeah. But, so that man, you're gonna finish above 12. So that was the whole thing about the reports. That was it. If you pull out the deal, there would be a fee. There'd be a penalty.
And this is not. And this is not. Obviously, it's not happened before. At least I'm not aware of this happening before. So.
Yeah, neither am I. But in regards to it with Sancho, I've said this about him. I said it when he was at United. Said it when he's about Chelsea. Talented player, super talented. Never doubt his talent. Technically, very, very sound. But he's not get your winger one-on-one in isolation and go past him. It's not been his game. It was his game here. believe it were his game in Germany, it's not his game at Chelsea. Now, if you got players around him, he can link up with the overlapping fullback, or even just a fullback who's underlapping who he can link up with a 10 or a striker inside. But him in isolation is not the one. And Prime made a great point about in Amram's system. And I said this when he was here, I'd want to see him play centrally. But the bridge is burnt with us. The freedom comment that Jez has mentioned there, it's over with us. The fans would be on his case. I don't think the fans would want him back. I should say, let me scratch that. Some of the fans wouldn't want him back, and I don't think he wants to be back either. So it is best if he does come back to Manchester United just to move on. Simple as that. And we should have moved on Sancho. I said this 2 years ago. Why we've taken so long, and it's potentially now a third year of having him here when we should have moved him on properly. Should have been moved on this summer, just gone properly. Should have been moved on the summer before that. And even this summer, moving him on to Chelsea should have been done earlier. We waited and we waited and we waited.
I remember you saying that with the Ten Hag Sancho situation. I remember a lot of people were either defending Ten Hag or Sancho, and you kept saying that why is he still here if they have a problem?
Why is he still? And they did the right thing in regards to they've made up. Everything's cool. That's calm. Have a united front, no pun intended, to the public. But behind the scenes, as soon as he was coming back from June times, hey, let's get him a move. Because he is a talented player, teams are going to be interested in him. Somebody is going. There's much worse. Even though people make out Sancho worst players ever, there's worse players who've been moved on than Sancho. There'll be worse players this summer who are going to get moved on than Jadon Sancho. So it's like move him on, whether it is in England or it's somewhere else. None of this loan crap. None of this loan rubbish. Permanent transfer. It's best for Manchester United. It's best for us as well. Hopefully Chelsea do indeed take him. So and I was saying this all summer long because he didn't suit how Ten Hag was trying to play before the fallout. He wasn't like Ten Hag was never going to work. And then even with Amorim, the ironic thing is he suits the system. That's the irony.
Yep.
This is the one system like that's 2 10s where you're not solely relying on. He suit him as a left 10, right 10 fits. But the problem is his quote unquote, I say, relationship with the fans, and the fans want to get. And he said the freedom comment. It tells you all you need to know. So move him on. And in regards to Quenda, I don't know a lot about him either. I know United fans like to be OTT, like he's the only wing back out there. It said in a comment about him not wanting to play wing back. I also think the 2026 played its part as well. He's not the only wing back out there. Richard would have been fine with Quenda coming in because the manager knows him and him being successful in the system. Go get another wing back because we need one anyway. We've seen the impact in a short time what Dogu's made in the side. So, hey, man, we keep it stepping. We move. You lot continue to run up the likes, though. Over 45 of you lot in the building. Make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation. Links in the title. And we'll go to you, Ahmed. You lot got a major game coming up. Oh, sorry.
Before we move on, I just want to say, Chelsea fans that are happy about the Quenda situation, you're the same ones that were crying just a week ago saying that we should protest. You shouldn't be happy about.
No one was protesting a week ago.
No, or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. You shouldn't be happy about this Quenda situation about signing him, because this is the same thing you guys are complaining about, us signing all these young, unproven players. By the way, but again, like I said at the time, the reason why I don't back this protest for numerous reasons. You guys are flip-flops. You love to pick and choose. You guys were all happy about signing Mudryk. Now you're crying about Mudryk not being good. You guys have praised a lot of things that ownership has done, just in the same breath to cry and complain about it.
Well, Sancho was thanks for your best player, your best attacker, and did the deal with all this 25 M's.
You guys.
Prime knows that I don't want Sancho, by the way. Prime knows I don't want Sancho.
I'm not talking about. I didn't want Sancho either. I'm not talking about you.
No, because the point I'm trying to make. I know you're not talking about. The point I was trying to make, Prime, is that a lot of people, we're not in our camp, and we were like telling people, listen, Sancho might not cook here, etc., and they were just going along for the ride, if that makes sense.
That's why, again, a lot of people are just going for the ride of the protest because we've lost a few games and they don't like Maresca. But in reality, if you guys actually had a clear idea of why we're protesting, you should have done that, but you didn't. You were chatting a lot of bullshit, talking about we're in debt and whatever, and they're trying to ruin us. Just for you have the protest. We batter was a Southampton we were playing. We then what's his name? Bowley comes out and basically says, "Fuck your protests," and then we sign a 16-year-old the day after.
That was nasty.
And lo and behold, Lo and behold, we signed another 16-year-old a few days ago. We've now signed Quenda. Did we not sign someone?
No, we just had no one I remember.
Well, we're always signing.
The Gabriel Met kid is still not signed.
Oh, okay. Well, we're linked to one. Now we signed Quenda, and everyone's praising this Quenda situation. So, like, again, you see why this is why I keep saying I don't trust this fan base. You're not consistent on anything. You're praising this Quenda deal, but if Quenda doesn't work out, you'll be the same ones then complaining. Why did we overpay on Quenda? Well, you guys wanted Quenda, right? Because we have one over Man United, right? Ha ha ha! Let's laugh at Man United, guys. The same way we laughed at United when we bought Sancho. The same way we laughed at Arsenal when we got Mudryk. We love to laugh at everyone else. Whatever. Don't listen to me though.
Yeah, man. Let's not listen. Don't listen to Prime anyway, man. Prime doesn't know ball. You know what I mean? He's a Shamrock Rovers fan. He's a Shamrock Rovers fan, innit? So remember, you know what I mean? He watches the Irish League. He watches the Irish League.
I'm not proper Charles.
That's it, man. Listen, you know what, Prime? Yeah, I don't know if you know this, Flawless. Yeah, listen, proper Charles. They're in their 50s, they're in their 60s, they're in their 70s, right? The time is inshallah coming soon. You know, rest in peace to those lads when they do pass away. You know what I mean? Listen, this is why we created the Bridge Nation. We're trying to build, you know what I mean, bridges. You know, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Ahmed. I'm in Chelsea group chats with you. Let's not pretend like you're not trying to be proper Chelsea as well.
Listen, I'm trying to make a new era.
Let's not pretend.
I'm trying to create a new era.
Listen.
I'm trying to create a new era. Right? Respect me.
Have you seen what proper Chelsea in 2025 consists of? Somali Ahmed and Indonesian Fator. These are the proper Chelsea people.
Yeah, this is not. Listen. Prime is lying.
Ahmed,
I am not proper Chelsea. I am not proper Chelsea. Prime is not understanding. Prime does not understand anything. As I said before, Flawless. Yeah, I am not a proper Chelsea. You know, I'm trying to build a new thing. The bridges. You know what I mean? The Bridge Nation. You know what I mean? The bridges, man. We need to build a new era, a new group of fans. You know what I mean?
No,
we really not. You know what I mean?
You know what? Ahmed's right. You're not proper Chelsea, but you're trying. Just like Fator, you're trying to be proper Chelsea.
How can I be trying? How can I? What do I do? What do I do?
What don't accept you, bro? They won't accept you, bro.
What do I do? What do I do to be proper? What do I do to this? I don't understand. Prime, I don't understand what I'm trying to do proper. I don't understand.
Just like I told Fator, just like I told Shades, they won't accept you, go.
Brother, I'm just trying to understand what you mean by this.
The melanin's too dark.
Oh my God. Prime, I don't understand what you're trying to say. I don't get what you're saying, but it is what it is, man.
Ahmed, let me. So obviously, you lot playing Chelsea, you lot playing Arsenal away as we travel. Top 4 battle as well, because you're still fighting for that. Potentially could be top 5, depending on how the European quarterfinals go across all the comps. But confident going into this game? Not confident? Talk to me.
We're cooked.
Damn. Why are you cooked? You cooked, you cooked for this game, or you mean you cooked in general?
Yeah, we're just cooked because I think for me, you know, if you just look at us coming into this game, it's a performance problem, right? Like Prime knows this because he's heard me explain it to it, right? My big thing has always been that I wanted the performances to improve between Southampton to the second Copenhagen fixture, which is this Thursday, right? And we can improve upon the performances, get the wins. The problem has been that our performances have been pretty terrible, but we've been getting the W's either way. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, and the thing is, in the Premier League, yeah, I hear it in the Premier League, right? Because I'm like, listen, we're in the business end of the season. We're missing a lot of key players at this point. We just need to get the W, bro. We just need to get top 4 by any means necessary. If it means a 1-0 stinky win against Leicester, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? I'm all for it on that aspect. But when it's like a Copenhagen, I'm looking at that as a good way for our players to help, you know, increase their performances, right? But the problem with the I've seen of the Conference League is that, genuinely speaking, our players, I feel like, yeah, they lose 20% concentration levels in the Conference League because they don't take the competition seriously, bro. Genuinely. Like, generally speaking, like Prime, they do not take that competition seriously at all, bro. Like, you can see it too, by the way, yeah. I've been saying this, yeah, since Servette, yeah, they've not been taking this competition seriously. And I remember when we lost to Servetti, which was killing me too. But listen, end of the day, man, going into Arsenal, bro, we just gotta get the 1-0, bro. Get us a 1-0, get us a 1-1. That's what we need to do, bro.
Are you
Simple as that.
confident going into the game, though? Bear in mind, Arsenal are not in
You
great form.
know,
Yeah, they beat
listen,
PSV, but they lost to West Ham, drew to us, so they're not in great form.
you know, I'm gonna give you an example, bro. I'm gonna give you a Peggy 18 example. I'm more confident. Let me think about this carefully.
Oh my god.
You know what? Let's leave it there. You know what? Listen, I'm more confident, yeah, that I can score a hat trick at the Emirates, yeah, than I am in Chelsea getting a win.
All right, Prime, what are you saying? Are you confident going into this game?
What
Away
the
at
hell does
Arsenal?
that
They're not
mean?
good. They're not. I know what he meant. He's just saying he's not confident. That's what he's saying. But they haven't won in 3. Obviously, they drew at Forest, drew to United, lost at home to West Ham. So there are no wins in 3.
You're a weirdo, Ahmed, man. You're talking about building up confidence, but you also remember at the beginning of the season, at the start of the season, we weren't playing well, but we were winning games, and that's how we built up this confidence to start going on.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, man. These guys don't look like they have got confidence right now, bro.
I didn't interrupt you. Let me speak. We won 4 games on the bounce. Like, people are complaining about the Copenhagen game, but like we controlled it in both legs. They didn't really give us any threat. The only reason we conceded was because Cole and Sanchez are Cole and Sanchez. Like, we were still quite fine in the game. Even against Leicester, again, and Southampton, still controlled it, did what we had to do. And people can say Leicester and Southampton are lower opposition, but I've seen us get outclassed by Ipswich this season. So I don't want anyone to complain when we win games. Actually do what we have to do. Yes, the Arsenal game obviously is a bigger step up in terms of quality, but Arsenal aren't in the best. What? Oh, Arsenal aren't in the best of form facing us either. Yeah, like what Flawless said. Yeah, they beat PSV and stuff, but like the way they've been playing in the league the last few games hasn't been the best. So I think the game is kind of evenly matched. People can talk about our attack, but their attack just doesn't look good either right now. We have our midfield is better than like theirs, I'd say. Like we have Lavia now back, which I'm assuming he's going to start. We'll have Caicedo. Yeah, that will mean Enzo again will be protected and get more freedom, which is a good thing for Enzo. So he'll be allowed to cook. Fofana will be playing, which is a big step for us because even though I'd rather we'd sit in the mid block against Arsenal, if we're going to play a high line, having Fofana for his recovery pace will be a big boost. Reece James. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Flawless? You know, about Enzo?
Yeah, go
on.
Ahmed, stop this bullshit. Let me finish talking. I don't care.
Go on, let him land.
Are you gonna ask him the question? I think you're gonna ask him.
Go on, what's this question? For you to stop right, we're talking about. Go on, what's the question about Enzo?
You know, I looked at the stats recently.
Okay.
Gallagher last season was doing a similar job to what Enzo is doing. You know, doing the stuff that he was doing, running around, playing on the wing, getting stuck in, trying to crash in the box. He got 5 goals, 7 assists.
Okay.
Enzo Fernandez is doing the same right now, but he's doing it worse. So does that mean Gallagher's clear of Enzo?
No, Gallagher's not clear of Enzo.
And to ask that.
Gallagher's not clear. You know Gallagher's not clear of Enzo. You know that.
I'm just asking.
Gallagher ain't no. Do you think Gallagher's clear of Enzo?
I mean, in the position that he's been asked to play in, you gotta say yes at this point.
Yeah, so you'd say yes. He's clear of him.
Yeah, all right.
Wallace, you asked a stupid question. Ahmed's the same guy that was doing Gallagher watch when he was on loan at Palace. He's a Gallagher fan, bro.
True.
He's a massive Gallagher fan. So, anyways, which is weird because I don't know why you then hate Tuchel because Tuchel's one that gave Gallagher.
You know, Tuchel, Osama had been too Taliban, yeah. Osama had been too Taliban. Look what he's doing at the England camp already. Henderson,
he's doing
Dan Burns.
He's doing brilliant.
He is doing listen, what he's doing for England, I can't wait for it, man. He's bringing the terrorism back. You know what I mean?
I know. And hey, and even with all the terrorism he's doing at England, Gallagher's not there.
Listen, we don't want Gallagher. Stay away, Gallagher. Gallagher, man, save your career. Do not go to England.
Okay, back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Gallagher, bro. Yeah, Fofana playing in defense will be a plus. I would rather sit in the mid block against Arsenal, but if we're going to play a high line, Fofana's recovery will be big. Reece James, again, he's gone like 14 games on the bounce now, I think, playing. Is it 14? Okay. Like, the fact that people aren't talking about the guy staying fit, hey, but, you know, no one wants to give him his credit, but it's only me.
Here we go, lads.
Shut up, Ahmed. You hate Kukurea. Anyways.
Kukurea's trash, man. He's trash.
Okay. So is Barcola. But whatever. Why do you take this seriously, Flawless? He thinks Barcola is a baller, but whatever. Anyways.
Barcola is a baller.
Okay, cool. So is Madueke, right? Anyways.
No, Madueke is trash now. Sorry.
Oh, that'd be trash. Okay, cool. Anyways, no, I think like will the game be a bit stinky? Yeah, because there's not going to be much like quality, like I guess from both sides. However, the fact that there's going to be a few mistake-prone players on the field for both sides, that might make the game more interesting and open it up, and we might see a few goals. But regardless, I'm predicting a draw. I think it'll be like 1-1. But we have to take this seriously. Like this is Surface backstage. This is a must win for us. Like
why is that for him, man?
I really hope we win this game, bro. I really, really want to win this game.
I'm here for the diversity, you know that.
Yeah, facts. You know why he's here. If he was you man's complexion, you think this prick could be here? Absolutely not. What are we talking about? This is simply so I don't get regulated by the YouTube people. They're like, they got to start some
Man said diversity quota. Crazy.
That's it, man. He's here to fill a quota. He's token. He just needs a big T on his shirt.
I'm the DEI of this panel. That's what I am. You know?
Oh my God!
Like you said before, he's the reverse Clinton Morrison from Soccer Saturday, man. That's why I said quota perspective. That's it. I'm saying we gotta do it somehow.
I'm the right of the overlap. That's what I am.
Well, with that, I have to bid you guys. Wait a second, bro. With that, I have to bid you guys adieu. I've got obviously my Arsenal preview going up. Thanks to everyone that's been here. Make sure to like and share, subscribe to Sarcasm City, and you'll catch me here next Friday.
Ahmed, before you go, just one thing. Make sure you lot subscribe to the Bridge Nation, links in the title. Scoreline prediction for Arsenal Chelsea. Please.
I'm gonna go cheeky 1-1.
1-1. Okay, first. All right, bless
Why
him.
is that
Every
cheeky?
single time.
I could say this 2-1 Arsenal. Do you want to say that?
No.
There we go.
Why is 1-1 cheeky?
That's not real.
What is wrong with
what
him?
that even means? I don't have no idea what that means. This guy isn't real, man.
And people wonder why I crash on him, bro.
He's not real.
Cheeky chappy. That's what he is.
I don't even know what that means.
Cheeky.
I don't know what cheeky. I don't know what a regular 1-1 is to a cheeky 1-1. I don't know the difference.
And then he says, "Do you want me to say 2-1?" Like, why? So does that
drugs,
mean
man.
we'll lose?
I don't know what he's I don't know what he's doing. But go on. Ahmed, carry on, yo. You lot, make sure you subscribe to that crazy man's in the channel. Bridge Nation, links in the title.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
We were talking about where was we at? Shit, what was we talking about? Ahmed took us so far off track. What was we talking about?
Oh, Surfer. I was talking about the Arsenal game, right? And I was talking about the players that we have, Lavia and Fofana. And this guy interrupts me to ask Flawless about is Enzo this season doing what Gallagher did last year for Chelsea?
The unadulterated goal of him to say that, man. Unbelievable. The temerity of this guy, man. Honestly, this guy won't let it go. Gallagher prop.
Who scouted Ahmed, man?
Me?
I think he's our version. I think he's our version of like a £15 million Brazilian kid. You know what I mean?
He's one of them. He's one of them ballers. Like you don't know what he gonna do. Like you need.
Well, you know what? He's got potential. It's got potential.
Flawless. You know what you did, right? It's the equivalent of going from Mount to Gallagher. You went from Ryan to Ahmed, is mountain to Gallagher.
Nah, but the thing is, like, Ahmed will actually be like, he's actually genuinely funny. Like, he'll actually like bring some levity to it. Like, Ryan's just genuinely just a miss. But that wasn't me, that was Jan. You know what I'm saying? I blame her.
Yeah,
That was
but
Jan.
but you
That was
hired
Jan.
Jan.
Yeah,
You hired Jan.
again, nah, Jan was just here just because I knew her. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was.
Jobs for the boys and girls.
Yeah, it was the jobs for the girls. That's what it is. I need a female, like, so it's like, all right, come on board. Need a female. So it's like, y'all have to
diversity.
Diversity. See, you lot see the pattern. That's why surfers here, diversity. Yan, diversity. This is what it is. This is why I have Caribbean people here, Africans, European, Asians. We trying to the Indonesian brothers here, all over the globe, man.
You're like that drop down menu when you apply for a job and it says what ethnicity are you?
Yeah,
go and check. You've got that on your quota.
It is. I'm just trying to just tick all boxes. Zay's here sometimes, Saudi Arabia. See what I'm saying? And that
you're not gonna get a tax break for it. You know that, right? On this time,
that helps because it's all markets, man. That's what wrestling. You see what they do with WWE, where they just have someone they'll have a wrestler from somewhere for a certain market. Right. That's it. That's all it is.
For a month, he's gonna have an Indian champion or something like that. You know what I mean?
Flawless is trying to do what he's trying to do what Blue Core are trying to do. We're trying to tackle all markets. We have the African market, South American market. Now we're getting Portuguese players.
We've got an embassy in each country.
South American market. That's an idea. So, hey, any South American content creators, shout me. Sorry.
Hey, any Colombian ones, hit up Sheik.
Definitely help Sheik, 100%. Without doubt, 100%.
Any Latina baddies.
Latina baddies. Keep Fator away, man. Keep Fator.
I didn't know this. Jadon, so it's flawless. Do you know that Enzo and Cucurella have more GNA than our attack combined in the 4-game run? Shout out to Enzo and Cucurella. Cucurella, I don't know what Ahmed was talking about. To me, Cucurella's been playing well for you lot. When I've watched him, played well defensively, offensively, he's been doing well. He's whether you lot have been playing well or not playing well, he's been one of your better players, in my opinion. So I don't get that. I don't understand the slander. I don't get it.
No, I don't either. It's just one of those things. I think he's just got to keep doing the slander for some reason. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. He's been one of the best left backs this season in the league, let alone for us. Do you know what I mean? His redemption.
It makes sense though. It makes sense though. I mean, like Ahmed, you don't rate Kukurea, but you rate Dalo, but you rate Madueke, but you rate Gallagher. And it does make sense. It does make sense.
He rates Dalo, but he was saying no to Portuguese players.
But he was trying to advocate for Garnacho, no?
He's
not advocate for Garnacho.
He's Argentinian.
Was he advocating for Garnacho?
I'm assuming so because it's Ahmed.
Yeah, you know what? You never know with him. That is facts. You never know with him.
Yeah,
that's it. You do never know. But
it's just
go on, Prime.
Yeah, with the game. Yeah, it's just like I'm saying a draw, but like it's just annoying because if Cole Palmer was still firing, I wouldn't be like worried about not winning this game. But with not knowing with me knowing the Palmer I'm getting, which is not a good one right now, like I don't see us winning this game, but I also don't see us losing it either. It's just so long as we don't play a high line, like I think we'll be fine. But if we're playing a high line with Bozo Sanchez hoofing the ball out the back, we're just going to gift them something stupid.
No offense. Circle back, you know, you were sorting out your internet connection and getting that patterned. We were talking about the Sancho situation. So obviously reports have come out recently stating that Chelsea may pull out of that deal. And if they do, there would be a penalty for that. But where do you stand with that? Would you like to see Chelsea pull out of the Sancho deal? Are you all for him still joining? Like, where do you stand with Sancho?
I think he's overly criticised. Can he be? Has he played well this season? At times he has. Has he not played well this season? At times he has. You know, all this thing about him. You know, yesterday or was it before yesterday? It's like, oh, he hasn't put in a cross or anything, and I'm since January, and I'm thinking, or 27 hours, thinking, well, who's he got to cross to begin with? And also, it's not really part of his game and like, oh, he hasn't scored, and he's not been a prolific scorer. He's a unique player. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like Jack Grealish in a way. You know, you've got to try and fit him in, or you've got to build your team around him. I think. Do you know what I mean? I think we play him wrong sometimes. We ask him to be a touchline winger, and he's not a touchline winger. You know, in terms of getting the deal done for him, I'm fine if he signs. You know, I didn't know about this clause until a couple of days ago when they brought it up. I didn't realise that because it wasn't reported in the summer. It was just an obligation to buy if we finish like above 14th or something like that. So
yeah, like above 12, like you have to, because I've never known the obligation to buy where you can just pull out of the deal type of thing. But I suppose you can, but there would be a penalty for it, to be honest. But
it depends what I think if they don't want to sign him, it depends what the penalty is. But then I don't see the point of there's no point of paying a fine for not signing a player. I mean, who negotiated that shit to begin with? You know, instead of just having an option or something like that. I don't know. He's a unique player, you know. But the problem is we don't play with overlapping fullbacks, so these wingers really don't get the support they get. They're like very isolated sometimes on their wide, you know. Yeah, and it's like, well, of course they're not going to do much because they're having to like face 2 or 3 people by themselves. So it'll be interesting. It's like everyone was initially after the Quenda deal today. It was like, oh, well, that means that Sancho is definitely not signing. It's like, well, Quenda's not coming till 2026. Who else are we going to buy? Because like Prime was right on Lewis's channel. So if you send Sancho back, you're still going to have to buy like probably 2 wide players. So who are you going to buy then? What springs to mind? It's like, we can play João Felix on the left. I don't want to play João Felix anywhere, really. Do you know what I mean? If I can help it. But yeah, it's going to be a fascinating one. I mean, they like to do these type of deals. It's a cheap deal. It's 25 million. You know, I don't know. Has it been a success? No, but it hasn't been a disaster either. I think he gets too much. I think he gets too much criticism for my liking. You know what I mean? It's like people like he was going to come here and score like 20 league goals or something like that. When has he ever done that? I don't know if he's done it in the Bundesliga. He may have done it once, but you know, he's such a he's one of those. He's like an NBA player who will probably only do well in a very small market, you know, a very small team or something like that. It will really stand out
like that.
You know what I mean? It's like
talk about.
I think it's like I said. Same with Jack Grealish. I criticise Jack Grealish when he doesn't play well, but he's sort of like it's just one of those. You have to. He's a unique player in terms of what I said earlier. It's like you have to build the team around him. I don't think you can fit him into a team. You sort of like had to give him license to be the ball carrier. You know, you have to the facilitator. You have to give him the keys to be the main man of the team.
Yeah,
you know, I just don't know if that's going to be with us or definitely won't. I don't know if it'll be at Man United. Do you know what I mean? I don't think Man United want him back because he costs too much in terms of wages. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's everything that went on.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just one of those things. I'm sure if he actually did, I think if he was sitting on say 15 GNA right now, I don't think these reports would be coming out. Do you know what I mean? He's a victim. He's a victim of the stat culture. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't rack up a lot. You know.
Did these reports come out after the Quenda stuff?
No, it was before. It was I think it was a couple of days ago. Yeah, it was a couple of days. It might be even. Yeah, it might be even like yesterday afternoon or something like that. It was something floating around, but you know. Send him to La Liga. Yeah, he might do one in La Liga.
I think La Liga. I think any of the European. I think La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A do fine. I think so.
PSG, the way PSG are playing right now in this like interchanging fluid front three, false nine. I think he suits that with Enrique.
You say he's better than them too. I'm at scrubs they've got there still. I hear you.
Ahmed Scrub.
No, but Ahmed Scrub, that's what they are, man. I mean, those two.
Yeah, my thing is, right, like it makes sense, I guess, then why we were pushing heavy for a winger in January, or I say a winger. We're pushing for Garnacho in January because of Mudryk, and then if we're possibly like trying to send Sancho back to United, then trying to go for a winger makes sense. But again, like one Garnacho is just not it. But actually, that also made you remember there were reports of we were talking to United about Menu apparently, and that's why the Garnacho stuff got brought up, because we do this a lot where we talk to a club about one player, then we end up looking at another player. Maybe part of why talking to United was to see if we could terminate the Sancho thing in the summer.
I think what will solidify for me that we won't sign Sancho permanently by the end of the season if we start having more links to wide players. Wingers, then that will solidify to me that we're not going to sign him. I just think it's stupid. We're going to pay him so fine.
I just think it's again annoying because if we really were serious about buying Garnacho, one, Garnacho's bad, but two, Kvaratskhelia is just right there. He's a young player that fits the model, but he's also experienced as well.
There was I don't know who it was from, but there was a report, I think it was yesterday or Wednesday, that we were eyeing up Semenyo from Bournemouth. And that was one where I was like, in the January, it was like, well, because he was quoted at Bournemouth for quoting him at like 50 million. And I was like, well, if you're going to spend 50 million, I'd rather you spend it on Semenyo. Do you know what I mean? Instead of like a Garnacho. And he's a direct winger as well. Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah, he is. I just maybe I don't watch enough of him, but I just look at Semenyo and I just think like you're like Spurs, West Ham level. I don't think he's good enough.
You don't think he can make that jump?
Yeah, to like going for, to aim anyway for Champions League title. I don't think he's good enough to do that as a starter. Particularly for the price tag as well. I know prices in this day and age, they don't really mean much. I know that. But if we're spending like that much on him to what we already have in the team, like, I don't know. I wanted Kvaratskhelia. Like, he was available. Why did we not? And that's my thing. If you really wanted someone and you're willing to spend that much on Garnacho, and you didn't see Kvaratskhelia right there, he would have, like, he probably would have come to Chelsea over PSG.
What would really, if they were anywhere serious, they would go for Rodrigo if they were serious.
I would try it with Rodrigo.
He wants to play because he wants to play on the left as well. He doesn't want to play on the right. He wants to play on the left. You know what I mean? And always seen he does damage on the right. So let alone what the hell can he do on the left?
I just wonder with Rodrigo, does he suit what Maresca wants?
What exactly?
I think so. Yes. I think
I agree. I want him, but I don't want to bring in another guy that has all this hype and everything about him. Even though I believe the hype is real, but to bring him in,
I'm saying because you're talking about isolate him in isolation is perfect. That's what he wants.
I think
he's good enough to get past his man in isolation.
Yeah, but Rodrigo wants to be closer to goal than a touchline winger. He doesn't want to be a touchline winger.
So you're talking about that in that sense. I think he's good enough to play out wide.
I know, but with the numbers Rodrigo puts up on the right, imagine him on the left. I think he will get even more. But if he's farther away from goal, like he wants to be someone who is like.
Is there reports he wants to leave Madrid?
Well, I don't. But the thing is, though, is that Madrid.
There was ones at the beginning of the season. There were like kind of rumors.
Madrid always do this, though, don't they? Madrid like buy a big player and then you see one or two of them leave, whether it's the same season or the season after. It's like when they bought. Yeah. When they bought Bale, they let go of
Di Maria.
Ozil one season and Di Maria the next season. It's like they always do it. So they always let go of a few like that.
And plus, Rodrigo is not happy like playing on the right. He wants to be on the left. And then they go and buy Mbappe, who wants to be on the left as well. Yeah. So like how at the beginning of the season you saw Mbappe and Vini occupying the same space.
Everyone was on the left.
Yeah, and I know the balance works now, but you now have three wingers, really. who want to be out on the left, and it's just for me like I would again I'd try it. I'm not saying he'd leave or even want to go Chelsea, but if he's available, push everything you can to go get him.
Plus, they could say, well, we're going to push up Brahim Diaz now, and he can play on the right. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They could say
Brahim
that.
Diaz.
I mean, he's not as good as Rodrigo, but you know,
they could go and switch and go back to the diamond again and play with 10.
Yeah.
So like again, do everything you can because like he's
because now if Davies signed his contract at Bayern Munich, you'd probably think they'd go after someone like I know he's not played well this season, like a Teo Hernandez as left back. They want Saliba at centre back. It's going to cost them because they've been trying to do this. They've been trying to, and smart of them, they've been trying to sign players on a free transfer. They're probably going to sign Trent on a free transfer. So that's going to be one. They sign Mbappe on a free transfer, even though it's like a signing on free, like an NBA player, something like that. Do you know what I mean? He's got hundreds of millions of pounds. But yeah, they want to obviously establish. They thought they had Davies in the bag on a free transfer as well, but he's signed. A new deal at Bayern, so that's out the window. Mendy's not good enough. It's not good enough, Mendy, and I don't think whatever his name is,
Fran Garcia.
Fran Garcia. I don't think it's a long-term thing for them. So you can see that. But back to Chelsea, it was like, yeah, I'd be interested if I see more reports of wingers leading up to the end of the season, and like from May onwards, even during the Club World Cup, I'm going to assume we aren't going to sign him on a permanent. But then again, these bastards are crazy, so I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, knowing what our owners are like, we'll go to Real Madrid to sign Rodrigo, and we'll end up with some bias.
These men had Said doing a stream at 4 a.m. this morning. Do you know what I mean? With this news drop, so
that was 4 a.m.
4 a.m. Yeah.
I redirected to him after the NBA because I did NBA late.
That was
he was breaking. I presume he was breaking his fast or about to break his fast.
Yeah.
So shout out to everyone fasting as well.
Big up to everyone fasting during Ramadan. I hope it's going well. But like, why do United fans like are always going through emotional turmoil?
Because we just like being
just when you guys think it's gonna get good and you go through something like you win a trophy or you sack a manager or whatever, like you're back in distress. Why?
Yeah, because it's extra. It's a part of our that's what we are. We're either up here, and this ain't our side, but the fan base in general, especially online, the online fan base, we're either up here or we're absolutely in the pits of hell. There's no middle ground whatsoever. That's why I said Quenda, yes, would I've liked to see him come into Manchester United. Absolutely. Managers worked with him, fits the system, wouldn't be too expensive, makes sense. But losing him is not the end of the world. Like there's not other wing backs out there. There's other right wing backs out there. We're doing our due diligence and actually scouting correctly. We'll be okay. We just got Dorgu. Go find the right side version of that. Cool. Or maybe Ahmad plays out there and we sign 2 10s or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is there's options. It's not the end of the world.
Also, someone in the chat said about discussing Rodrigo.
Yeah.
About like Ancelotti's probably going to be replaced and that'll be up to the next coach to decide.
On a new coach.
Do you really think a Madrid coach has any say in who gets bought at Real Madrid? You're having a laugh, aren't you?
I just can't see him. I know we prefer to play on the left, but if he leaves that situation, that is daft.
Yeah, but we're going on.
I am not leaving. If I'm playing, because I am a regular at Real Madrid. It's not like you're a Gula or a Diaz, and it's tough to get in the side. No. You're in the team. Whenever they play, if you are fit, it's you, it's Mbappe, it's Vinny, it's Bellingham. That's the fun. Why am I leaving that? Knowing we're probably going to add to it. Not even probably. We will attempt to, no matter who the manager is. I'm constantly, how many trophies has he won there? And I'm going to leave. I just think that's...
but...
It's not like a Camavinga or Tchouameni with minutes. Your minutes ain't even restricted. But go on.
I think, though, if he gets like... I don't know, if he gets... More, if he gets a third UCL this season or something like that, you know, it's like... But, you know
how crazy that is, a third UCL.
I know, but he could say, you know, I've done.
Yeah, he's got 2 champs at the moment and three La Ligas, a Copa del Rey.
I've done it. I've done it. If I end my career now, it's one hell of a career right now. You know what I mean? It's one hell of. I don't know. Is he what? 25,
24.
26, 24? He's 24. 24. He's 24, and he could end his career now and still go down as one of the best players to ever play the game right now.
True, but he needs to be careful because, like, if you look at, for example, with Neymar when he left, and look what happened, he has to make sure he makes the right move. So,
I don't
like,
think no.
I could end my career with 8 champs.
Yeah, but I don't think he.
Crazy 8 Champions League. It's crazy.
The problem is the parallel with Neymar's not there because I don't think Rodrigo sees himself as a leading guy. I think he just wants to burn the left.
No, I know, but my point is, like, don't, for something that you desperately want, don't like ruin something that's already working. If he leaves because he wants to play on the left and he comes to say a Chelsea or an Arsenal or whatever or Man United and it doesn't end up working out.
Then, I understand that.
There's no situation he leaves right now where it's better, in my opinion.
No, you're right. There's no situation.
Maybe like you could argue not even argue. Closer to maybe a PSG situation would be good.
Yeah, but I just
Liverpool.
It's one of those things that players always think the grass is always greener sometimes. You know what I mean? They make that mistake. That's all it is. I'm just saying it's not like the plausibilities for him to go, especially if he wins a UCL this season, to go, well, that's free. Do you know what I mean? I could even, do you know what? I could even go away for 4 years, be so good, and still come back and be 28. Do you know what I mean? He could still do that.
Because
you know
if you get free champs by 24. Imagine what you could have by 34.
Right. That's understandable, but it's still going to be, like you said, when you talk about, oh yeah, he's with Vinny, he's with Mbappe, with his Jude, he's 4th on that list. You know what I mean? And he doesn't, and like you said, he's playing on the right, but he doesn't want to play on the right forever. It's just one of those things. Players just sometimes get ahead of themselves. You know,
if he gets ahead of himself, that is.
Yeah, but he might go City. City might
go and prove how good you are. Because for me, like, again, I know it's debatable, but like, I think he's better than Vinny off the left. I think he is one of the best wingers, if not the best in the world, playing off the left. But he doesn't have enough of a sample size to be able to show that, and he's never going to get the opportunity really to show that for a long period of time. So I understand why he wants to leave, but again, he just needs to make the right move. Don't do like what because we see players leaving and just making the wrong choice, like Coutinho joining Barcelona, Neymar going to PSG, Dembele going to Barcelona way too early. Like, we've seen players make the wrong choice and leave a good situation.
I wouldn't. If I was Rodrigo, I wouldn't go to Man City because Pep would just make him a robot. I wouldn't go there.
Yeah, personally, if I'm again, it depends on Surfer's right when he talks about like your personal thing. Hey, I'd rather be number 3 option, number 4 option on a hugely successful team rather than number 1 option on a team that has half the success of that team. But everyone's ego is different. I have zero ego like that. If I am 4th option, we're a dominant team and we're winning year in, year out. And obviously not every year, but we're winning more often than not. Hey, guess what? I'm with that team. You can tell me I can be on a team that wins 5 league titles in 9 years, for example, but I'm 4th option. Give me that over me being first choice and the team wins 2 league titles in 6 years. But that's just me. Everyone's different.
But you know what people are like. You know what people are like. Some people will say, I'm 4th choice on the team, but I'm better than the guy that's 2nd choice. I'm better than the guy that's first. Let me leave to prove it. And then all of a sudden,
It's the thing though. If someone came in with a £95 million bid for Rodrigo, Real Madrid would probably accept it.
Oh yeah, if Madrid accepted, that's a whole different conversation.
Perez would accept that. Perez would accept that.
Especially if they're trying to build. Like, again, they need a left back, they need a right back,
or
they need a center back. If they're trying to build and spend money over the next season or two, then
exactly. You know, Modric probably go on 1 more season, amazingly. So you have to replace him soon enough. You know, Courtois probably in a couple of years you have to replace. You know, in terms of a goalkeeper and stuff like that. Rudiger, as great as he is, he's 32, something like that. You know, so that's why they want Saliba. So It's not in the realms of possibility. They've done it before. They got rid of like players like you wouldn't believe.
That's different though. Like in regards to if Madrid accept a bid for him, I hear that. I'm talking more so on the side of him advocating for a move because we're here saying he's for. Everyone knows how important. All right, let me say that because everyone doesn't. Because everyone, for whatever reason, don't seem to have a brain. Most footballing fans know about that side, how important he is to what they do. Everyone, like when you talk about whether you have him 4th out of the 4, you know about the importance on the ball, off the ball. So, for example, that first leg against Atletico Madrid, he was their best attacker, clear as day, or even close, even outside of the goal. He was the best attacker, clear as day. And what he offers off the ball, which Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. don't, people won't talk about as much, is the pressing, is his work rate off the ball, his closing down, etc. Like Bellingham spoke about it after they beat City and spoke about, and Henry was like, I'm glad you brought it up. Like Rodrigo is hugely crucial to what they do and is probably the only attacker that can do what he does. Don't mean they don't have other talented players. So even though your 4th option, everyone knows his importance. But again, it's all about ego. Like, what can your ego take that?
I agree. I just like how could you actually not rate Mendy? Mendy's just an ordinary left back.
Yeah, he's just decent.
It's just decent. Not bad. It's not the greatest. You know what I mean? It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like,
that's what it is. And I know, Neil, you've been asking me this, so I did answer this before you got here. Well, I'll answer this again because he says you're happy to take Sancho back. Flawless. No, Sancho needs to be moved on. Like, he needs to be. If Chelsea, let's say the Chelsea deal does hypothetically, they pull out the deal, they get the penalty and he's back, we need to move him on. He should have been moved on this summer, just gone properly. But because we dilly-dallied, we had to take the deal. Chelsea were then the A side of that negotiation because it was like, if you don't take our deal, you're now left with an unhappy player who's not going to play and his value is going to decrease even further. So what we should have done, soon as him and Ten Hag, quote unquote, made up, because let me just clarify this, they didn't make up. There's no way you go through the situation that they went through publicly and there's still no animosity there. Even if you're the most placid, most forgiving, Martin Luther King turn the other cheek type of done. For that to publicly come out and everything that played out, because that will stay with Sancho till the end of his career. That will stay with Ten Hag for his entire managerial career. Whenever Ten Hag gets a next job and he inevitably falls out with a player, people are going to revert back to the Jadon Sancho situation. That will stay with Sancho. Everything that went on had him not being able to change with them, not being able to change with the team, not being able to eat in the canteen. That's beyond football. I don't think people realize that. That's not I don't rate you as a player. I don't want you in my team. That's personal. They had a personal issue, people. That wasn't just sport. It started as sporting. Something happened between them two. It will come out eventually, but something happened, whether it was one thing or multiple things, that got them two to that point. And the point I'm making is that stays with you. Whether it's one of them or both of them. You're not getting, it's highly unlikely you're getting two people that placid. Because if I was Sancho, I even aggressive, I would have put hands on man for that. Legit. We would have scrapped 110%. There's no conversation to have. Man not having me in the canteen. I can't change with the first team. Old man or not. Putting hands on you, we scrapping. And we deal with whatever happens later. And I'm not even an aggressive person. But that was outrageous. That's going to stay with me for the entire rest of my career. And you helped start that. And you kicked that on consistently. So the fact I say all that to say this, he should have been moved on then. Should have been moved on the summer before. And we just need to move him on. Not that I don't rate Sancho. He's super talented. The ironic thing is he actually suits Amarim's system. But even the freedom comment that he said, that tells you all you need to know what he thinks of Manchester United Football Club. Because he had his only terrible time has been here. At Dortmund before he came to was great times. Then when he went back to Dortmund, great times. They're the two. Even Chelsea. Yeah, all right, it's fell off a little bit, but he had a great start. Here's the only time he's been questioned like that. He's starting to get questioned a little bit more now.
Why does his attitude stink, by the way, Denzel? I never get why does his attitude stink? What's he done to make his attitude?
Yeah, why? What's he done?
What does he exhibit? How has he displayed that his attitude stinks? I don't understand this.
How does his attitude stink?
Yeah,
But to
it's
Neil,
not
who
even
says Ten
that.
Hag ain't there now, true say Ten Hag is not there now, but it lets you know about Ten Hag when he made the freedom comment. Ten Hag's not there because he,
Yeah, he
you know, just this is just me just guessing. I am going that if that happens to me, it's not just my issue with the manager. My issue is with the entire institution. I don't like the company. Same way, if I don't like my boss somewhere, it's not just the boss that I don't like.
Freedom.
You lot allowed this. You lot accepted this. You lot didn't step in at any point.
That's true because, like, for example, Flawless all sarcasm city. If Flawless does me wrong, but like everyone, you guys all here back it, then it's not just you. It's fuck all
That's
of
it.
it. So
Yes.
I hear it.
That's exactly what it is. The freedom comment, Denzel, is what I'm talking. Tells you on. Same way, Di Maria still to this day doesn't like Manchester United.
Right.
And
when did he say freedom? Was that when Rashford went on loan?
Rashford on loan, yes. Yes.
See, but the thing is, right? Saying that to Rashford, he commented under Rashford's comment or something.
Yeah, on his Instagram.
Post.
Well, he's not. He's not taking. He's not. He's
that
not
could be. That could be an association with Rashford, by the way. People don't like. People are assuming what that means. That could just be in relation to Rashford.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it is in relation to Rashford, but we know what he meant. But he know what he meant because it's like I'm going through. We've been through similar scenarios.
We're scared.
So me and you, Prime, both work at the same place. That's awful to work at. I leave first. You then leave a few months later, and then I see you posted up at a new job. I go freedom. Yeah. Everyone knows what that means. It's like Di Maria. Di Maria still don't like Manchester United to this day. Bear in mind, that's a long time ago that he was here. He don't like United.
Why should he post privately?
Yeah, people, you know what? It's all fair and war because fans criticize him publicly, so he can respond publicly. And this is me saying this as a United fan. I have no issue with Sancho. Because if I was Sancho, I would have responded in a quote-unquote worst way. I would have never. I've done this at jobs before. I spoke on this many a time at the times. I've cursed out owners of places. I don't care if you own the place. You're not going to talk to me any type of way because you are the owner. Like, this is not what we're doing. Like I say, with that 10 hours, I'm not accepting that. You ain't just have me, I can't eat in the canteen. That's just not football.
Banish me to the car park,
That's not football. I don't think people realize that's not football.
Yeah.
Having me not in the squad and not training is one thing. But all of this situation in a game I didn't even play in, when you could have just answered the question for something you sparked. You sparked this public.
If he literally just said, I just didn't pick him for this game, it's just my decision, that's it. And
tactically you don't fit.
Yeah, done for technical reasons, I just left it like that.
So to anyone who's saying Sancho attitude stinks, I actually think he handled the situation well. Because if that was certain other people, they are not going for that. I would have turned straight stereotypical nigger and we would have been scrapping in the office. I would have we scrapping like 110%. Like I'm just not going for that. Old man or not, I'm not going for that. You ain't going to disrespect me like that publicly and just accept that it's okay and continuously do so. Nah, I'm sorry. Nah, there's just certain things as a man that I'm just not for. And again, that's not in my MO. That's not my. But no, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So RSV says, did you back Sancho over the manager in that situation? Yes. I say this all the time. Any scenario, any working relationship, any romantic relationship, any friendship, any family relationship can be dealt with internally. Like behind the scene. Once something is made public, it makes it 10 times worse. And I always blame the person who makes it public first. Because now you let the whole world in on what's going on and everyone's got an opinion. And it just adds a fuel to the fire. That could have been sorted out privately. They could have had an issue and sorted out privately. But it was made public. And the manager made it public. That's on him. That's why I backed Ten Hag over Ronaldo. Because you know who made that public? Ronaldo. And Ronaldo, one of my favorite players of all time. One of my favorite Manchester United players of all time. Don't say anything publicly. I think anything can be dealt with publicly, even if it's we don't fuck with each other. It's like, all right, cool. And it could have been amicable and we just got him a move. But this played out in the public like it was an episode of EastEnders. And still now, all years later, we're still talking about it. When did we play Arsenal? What year was that? That was what, 20 when we lost? That was last season, like September, was it not? Was it not September 2023 or 24?
Wasn't it Spurs away?
No, it was Arsenal away when we lost. Late on, they beat us
What, the
3-1.
Sancho thing? Are you sure?
Yeah. The initial,
I
it was then. It
I
was
thought it was
Arsenal.
Spurs when you lost that game.
Nah, it was Arsenal. It was Arsenal.
It was Arsenal.
Trying to remember now. 1 second. Yeah, 3rd of September 2023. Because Rice, they scored 2 late goals in
Oh, I
added
know
on
the
time.
game. I
Rice
just
scored.
thought it was. I
Yeah.
thought it was Spurs.
So people, September 2023. It's now March 2025. And you know what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? September 2025. This is still gonna be a talking point. It's not gonna stop, type of thing. Well, yeah. So to RSV, yeah, I did, because I don't think he did anything wrong in that scenario. But then when people took that as, oh, you're just backing. What's he done on the pitch? Whole different conversation. I was someone saying the season before that, Sancho, that summer, because he was never going to work under this manager. And anyone who thought it, look at the way the manager was playing. That thought, and similar to what the Chelsea lot are saying right now with Surfer and Prime, is, oh, he don't fit what Maresca's got going on. It was the same with Turner. Trying to ISO. We were even trying to ISO. Are you trying to play transition football? Why he signed Mount? Why he had Rashford out there? Why he had Garnacho out there? Runners. That's one thing Sancho is. He's not a runner. He's not a track star. So the manager's trying to, but again, Manchester United making foolish decisions. Idiotic, man. Idiotic. But we move. But big up to Eden in the chat as well. But yeah, I have no issues with Sancho in regards to his attitude. I think it's nonsense. I don't want him back for the reason why I don't want him back is footballing reasons. Because the fans are going to be on his case straight away. Straight away. Let him come in, have a 6 out of 10 game in his first game, get him out of the club. Can see him getting booed. Can see him going through the Pogba thing and fans talking shit to him in the stadium and da-da-da and all this. Flawless in the pursuit of success. How do we not spend recklessly on signings? What else can we do? Spend smart. That's what you do. Dog who's a prime, like, and shout out to United Archive because he mentioned this. One thing any else have done well is sign very well. I like the signings. They've had a positive impact. Dog who's a prime example of the type of player you should sign. Right age, cheap, not unexpected, cheap, not big wages either. Profile. You can already see it. Go and sign 3-4 doggies. You can go sign 4 players, 5 players for 125 million. And that's just based off of what we've raised. So if we sell 5 players, 6 players for 100 M's, then you can use that 100 M's to invest in the squad. And let's say we're quote unquote broke and only have 50 million to spend. So we spend 120, 125, 150 of what we brought in and then 50 added onto that. So you spend 200 million. You can sign 5, 6 players. See? Even adding Heaven to the club was a plus for their department. Heaven's a prime example. But people told me don't play youth players. But all the youth players we played have actually played well. Who would have thought that, youth players who play professionally can actually play at the highest level? That can actually improve a team that is sat in 14th. Who would have thought it? That Heaven can play better than Maguire and Lindelof. That Cheeto can play better than Højlund, who's not scored in 20 plus games and went 0016 twice. Who would have thought that Cheeto would be an improvement on that? That Heaven would be an improvement on 2 defenders who have been stinking up the gym ever since they got here and made mistake after mistake after mistake. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought that Collie is better than the pivot than Bruno? Hey. Profiles. Well, yeah, big up Eddie every single time. Big up. And I do believe we could have got more for Sancho, though. I do think we could have got more. But we waited. Could have got more than 25 million. Because players who are worse than him go for more. But we could have got... Man, we're offering 50, 60 million for Garnacho. Sancho's a better player than Garnacho. Every aspect. And we rejected the bid from Napoli. Put it this way, Garnacho's not twice the player of Sancho. So if we would have moved correctly, we could have got more money for him, added in some incentives and some targets to hit as well. I still have my reservations regarding Xerxes, even though he's been very good lately because of the intensity and physicality of the Premier League. What are your thoughts on that, Flawless? I think he's fine. I don't think the intensity or the physicality is a problem because he has physical attributes. 1, he's 6'5". That helps. He's 6'4", 6'5". 2, lovely balance. 3, good agility. He's strong. Good stamina as he's shown when the game went to extra time because he was everywhere against Fulham. And that was a hard graft. So I never look at him and go that he's struggling either. So yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think it's just with him, it's finding his position. And you know what? He might be in the system. I was thinking about this earlier. Maybe he's a 10. Maybe he's actually and that's where the manager's been deploying him. I don't think he's a lone striker in this system. I think he's a 10. And I think he can be a very effective 10. Needs to get more goals, needs to get more assists, but that should come with Manchester United becoming a better team and getting more ball dominant and him having more opportunities in the final third. Still needs levels to improve, don't get misunderstood, but he's been a positive so far. Like the criticism of him has been short. So yeah, I understand you having reservations because you don't want this to be the exception to the rule. You want this to be the norm. And that's what people get misunderstood. Players go on a good run of form and people think that's them. No. Purple patch. Seen it with Arsenal with Kai Havertz this season. And I was on back again telling troops about Kai Havertz. But he was, oh no, Kai blood clot Havertz. You just hating. We don't have the Chelsea Havertz. Fast forward 2 months, he's a donkey, sell him. From Kai blood clot Havertz to he's a donkey, sell him.
Wait. He wants him gone.
Yeah, he wants him gone.
Why?
Because he don't rate him.
But that, bro, 2 months is a big jump, man.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm the crazy one. Same way when I told him after you lot, ironic, it's Arsenal Chelsea. When I told him after you lot played them the first time in the league, Odegaard needs to get more numbers. Oh, you just hating. Fast forward 2-3 months, Odegaard needs to get more numbers. Don't told you this. But when I said it, I was hating. I just don't want to see. He said it yesterday. And shout out to troops that the OG. Like when Dembele missed, he's like, oh, Flawless is going to chat shit. Am I going to chat shit or was I right? But man just don't want to say, hey, you know what? You was right on this. So it's next player. All that defense last week of Griezmann. Had a whole 20, 30-minute discussion about Griezmann. Bearing times, man, are going back 5-6 years before I was doing YouTube and before I had hair. Man was bald them times. My hair's now down by my eyeballs. But man want to talk about him back then. Plays poorly against Real Madrid and guess what? Radio silence. No discussion on it. And he performs like that all the time. And they'll be here next year and they'll do the same shit. Because that's been Griezmann. Because man still can't tell me the last time he had a good Champions League campaign. Oh, well, he gets goals and assists. No, outside of goals and assists. When's the last time he had a campaign you remember? And bear in mind, this is a team that have reached finals. They've reached semi-finals. They've reached quarterfinals. Oh, he plays defensive football, so how come they've had all these attackers come through who've played? How come Alvarez performs and looks better? Maybe he's just not that good. But man, going back 10 years to talk about, all right, we move. Xerxes happy in the 10? Don't think he is. Get him where you fit in. You're not happy, move him on. But I don't have any suggestions to say he's not happy playing the 10. Thoughts on Dilip? Good centre back. Made a mistake yesterday, but good centre back. And in regards to signings like Casemiro, that was the old regime. I can't put that on any of us. That's the old regime. But Servo will go to you, back to Chelsea. You lot play Arsenal. Confident. Not confident. Talk to us.
Yeah. Not confident. I just don't know what this game's going to be. I know. I think it's got a big fat stinky draw in all over it, if you ask me. Or maybe an Arsenal like 2-1 win. I don't think it's going to be like the 5-0 like last year. I don't know. It's just interesting, if we can stink out a win over there and draw them into a top 4 race, I'd love that. But I just don't know. I think it's just got a big draw for me. Maybe like a 1-1 or something like that. I think both attacks stink. I think we're better in midfield. They have a better centre-back partnership and a better goalkeeper. I just think it's a much of a muchness, really. I don't think they're playing well at all. I don't think they've...
no wins in the last 3 in the league.
For them, yeah. Have they not scored or they've hardly scored? Or like in the last 3 games.
Yeah, they scored. Yeah, 1 in the last 3 they scored against us, but he drew a blank against West Ham.
And also it's like you guys should have beaten them. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't say you're very good. You know what I mean? Like you should. You know what I mean? So maybe there's a chance. But it's at the Emirates. We haven't won this since 2021. Yeah, it's a draw, maybe a draw. I don't see draw as a bad result really in the end of things. You know, Man City are playing Brighton this weekend. Newcastle aren't playing. Play the game more. Yeah, I think who Forest playing? I can't remember who Forest playing. Is it Fulham? I can't remember.
I'll tell you now. Who you looking for? Who are Forest
looking for
playing?
Forest, yeah.
I'll tell you now. Nah, Forest play to Ipswich. They travel away to Ipswich.
Oh, okay. That's 3 points then. Why don't get game time? They're sold alone. Yeah, okay, Denzel. You call a Ponzi scheme. I just called out every football club from the beginning of time. But there we go. You know what I mean? Every football club does it, Denzel. Even your precious Manchester United do it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's an interesting one. I don't know who. Yeah, I really don't know. It's the first time I think I've gone into an Arsenal game, any Arsenal game, and I've gone. I'm not feeling its humongous presence as a fixture. You know, I've gone into it and gone. I just don't know. It's like more. It's like it's not as important to me as the last 2 games against Southampton and Leicester. You know what I mean? We go in there as underdogs. Yeah, we go in there as second favourites. We have to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, no Saka. Martinelli's just got back. Odegaard's there. They rested quite a few at the week during the week. I don't think it'll be a very good game. I think I've got to be honest. I think they'll cancel. I'll go 1-1, something like that. I think we'll cancel each other out. So.
And actually staying with that as well, Cole Palmer, someone who's been a major talking point, even though you lot have picked up wins, his form has maintained poor. Obviously, he set high standards last season. What do you think he needs? What do you think is continuing to cause it? And do you see him turning it around, or how does he turn it around? Is it on him, manager? Is it both? How do you look at it?
Yeah, it's on both to try and sort it out. I mean, the thing is, he is like creating chances even for himself. Like even like yesterday, he probably should have scored. He just needs like one to like trickle in or like take a massive deflection or something like that to go in, or it like hit off him or something like that to get the feeling back. You know, stuff like that. He needs one of them essentially. Yeah, I think he's played okay. He's just, you know, he's not got the GNA to back it up. So obviously that means he's shit. So, you know, but he's not as I would say he's not playing as well as he has done last season. But then again, he's given a lot of freedom. Maybe that's a bit too. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe he's given too much freedom. You know,
well, there's too much freedom.
Like that. Maybe too much freedom. You know, but then again, even for his age, like 22, this is only his second full season. Do you know what I mean? It's like maybe he's just working out the kinks. You know, stuff like that. I do feel for his age. I think he's sort of while he's amazing, I still feel his development's probably like 2 years behind everyone else in terms of like if you look at Saka and Foden and stuff like that, they're like only a couple of years older than him, but they're like 5-6 seasons deep. Do you know what I mean? We're like one and 3/4 into it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, that if he'd scored that maybe if he'd scored that penalty against Leicester at the weekend, maybe he would be feeling a bit different. But it's just one of those, you know. He has this. He set his own standards though, so the fans have got a idea of him, and opposition fans got an idea of him. He's not hitting them, so he deserves to be criticised. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. It's like I don't really care about the individual performances. I'm just needing these scrappy wins. Like that win against Leicester for me was so perfect. It was such a scumbag win. I love it. I just love it. I just need like the next like 10 games. I need like 7 more of those. Do you know what I mean? To get like 4th, 5th place. That'd be great for me. You know what I mean? I don't really care about the performances. Performances are for the first half of the season to set you up for the second half. This is business end now. I really couldn't. Like yesterday I didn't care about the performance, but getting through, scoring another goal, get it through. Really couldn't care less. Get that trophy, bring it home, done. Same as Sunday. Get a win. Don't care if they batter us. If Sanchez has an aberration and has a worldie, I really couldn't care less.
That's where you at, Prime, with Cole Palmer and his poor form as of late.
Sell him, man.
This guy a joke, man.
No. Yeah, he's been poor for 2 months, but it's beyond like just playing him out of the bad form. Like I even said the same thing with Jackson when he was fit. I would have dropped them, but then the question is, who do you drop them for? And like he came on against Copenhagen at halftime, and I know we scored early into the second half, but if we didn't score early and the game was still 0-0, like it explains why Palmer was brought on to help us try and get something from the game. I don't know. Like Surfer's right. Palmer just needs like something, like some sort of a goal or whatever, just to get back into some sort of form. But I also think he just needs a bit of a rest, like mentally, because every time he's playing now, he has that pressure of I need to step up, I need to do something, I need to do something, I need to do something, and that's not helping him either. He's also in the England squad, which I don't like. I would have liked if he had gotten a rest for this international break. But we're playing Arsenal. There's no bigger game, really, I guess, for Chelsea fans. We turn up in this game and we win. That only not like gives us confidence in terms as a team for the back end of the season where we're playing all these big games, but it also gives Palmer confidence as well, because whatever he's going through, he's not a bad player. Like he's really not a bad player, and he needs to start stop getting in his head, stop overthinking things, and just play your normal game.
And do you see that happening? Do you think he turns it around? Do you think towards the business end of the season? Because he could be the difference in you lot not finishing top 4, top 5.
Yeah.
He could be the difference between you lot, Champions League, Europa League.
I think so. Because with Jackson, he's not playing Conference League. I'm talking about in the Prem, bro, but whatever. With Jackson coming back as well, they link up very well together. And someone tried to make a joke about how he needs Jackson to play well, but like you do need players to play off each other. Like the same thing with Sancho. If you have no one to be able to link well with, you're not going to look as good, really. And you've seen over the last few games, Palmer and Neto don't really have the best chemistry, and Kunku is just not good. We do need Jackson back for the team anyway, as well, not just for Palmer. So I think when Jackson comes back after the international break, we should see him and Palmer start to click into gear in terms of goals. I think this break Jackson's had with his injury will do him a world of good, because he's needed time out of the team. So Palmer not played in whatever. I just stop reading the chat. But yeah, I think he'll be fine.
He's played once a week. What rest he need? Palmer's not played in the conference. Is the point he's making?
Yeah, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about in terms of like just the mental factor of it. Him just being out and not having to play, like, kind of help. But he's going away to England. Maybe England will help being in a different environment. And I'm assuming he's not going to play both international games for England. But yeah,
they are World Cup qualifiers. The World Cup qualifiers.
Oh, is that what they are?
Yeah, they're World Cup qualifiers. Yeah.
Oh,
they are against Latvia and some other. I think Albania.
I thought England were playing Senegal in a friendly.
No, it's like Albania and Latvia, something like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, fair enough then. I think he'll be fine. Him and Jackson, like the goals they'll have, it should carry us to top 4. Now, whether we'll get top 4, I disagree with Flawless. It's not on Palmer, it's on Sanchez. Because, like I said, when Sanchez got dropped for a few games, he'll be back. He's now back.
So you don't think he could be key? You don't think Palmer could be key in you lot finishing inside?
No. I do, but Palmer is not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about Sanchez.
Okay.
Sanchez is my biggest worry in this team.
Yeah, because Maresca said, yeah, you commented this earlier as well. Maresca said that he's gonna. What is it? 1 second. Here we go. Roberto Sanchez is now the number 1 goalkeeper again. Maresca felt he needed time to rest his head. Hey yo, Maresca and Sanchez. I thought Robert needed some days off, rest with his head. Hey yo, mentally. Now he's back, and hopefully we are not going to change until the end. That's what Maresca is saying. Thoughts on this, sir?
Yeah, and then his game back against Leicester, he comes flying out. It hits off tossing and hits the bar in the first half. You know what I mean? This guy's just a crank. You know what I mean? He thinks he's shaved his head and we don't recognise him. You're a board fraud now. You know what I mean? You just honestly, it's just the problem is it's like Jorgensen's there and stuff like that, and maybe he should have been given a more decent run, but I don't rate either of them. Do you know what I mean? It's just a much of a muchness for me with these guys. You know, there's like no Jorgensen doesn't fill me with confidence. Like, ooh, you know, I think we just that's what I said on another stream this week. I just think we're in a battle for who's the most inconsistent in this top 4, this Champions League place, and who's less inconsistent will get to one of those places. Do you know what I mean? It's like people think Man City are shooing for top 4. I don't think Man City are shooting for Champions League places. It's quite possibly they drop points against Brighton at the weekend, the way City are playing.
We will be hoping for that.
And the way Brighton are playing. Do you know what I mean? It's quite possible. You know, I think they've still got I think they're playing. It doesn't matter because they've dropped points against others. So, you know, like say Bournemouth dropped points against Spurs, Newcastle. If they win the League Cup, they could be on a party for the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? After winning that League Cup, or they could go on and do something with that. It's like I say, it's like I hate the term, but if we get 3 points at Arsenal, it's like a bonus 3 points for us. Do you know what I mean? We're not expected to get those 3 points at Arsenal. If we get those, and draw them in, that'd be great. If we can get them in as well, because that'd be brilliant. You know,
no, Surfer's right, because with also the teams around us playing each other, we need to capitalize on them dropping points.
Absolutely.
Because we have we play Newcastle at St. James's. I think is it the second last game of the season. You have to play Liverpool at the Bridge.
You got Liverpool. They should be champions by then. You know what I mean?
True. So, we play Man United, who I know they're up and down regardless, but it will still be Man United. They still do well in big games. They'll be playing at the Bridge, which will suit them. They love playing on the counter attack. It's just this Arsenal game is so important. It'll be the first big game we've won all season. It's really important you win this game.
I think Maresca is a flip flopper. He just challenged James in terms of his leadership. That's all. He just challenged him. That was all. Said he needs to become a better leader. And in his eyes, he is. He's not a flip flopper. He didn't say he's a rubbish leader.
He said that with James. He said that with James at the beginning of the season. To step up. He stepped up since the Newcastle game. He's been stepping up. So, which again, he's pushing our players. He's trying to push Colwell to be a leader as well, which I don't agree with, but fairs. He's pushing Enzo. He's pushing Caicedo. Look at how he's improved. What's his name? Cucurella.
Yeah, even Enzo's a better player under him.
Much better. And I'm someone who criticizes Enzo a lot, but I'm seeing the improvements Enzo's having.
Yeah.
And you see how good of a player Enzo is when he's not giving defensive responsibility. That's why with Lavia hopefully starting against, or even if James is playing in midfield against Arsenal, the fact that Enzo will have that free role, that's a big, big boost for us because Palmer's not really doing much. So with Enzo giving freedom to play, it's going to be a big boost for us.
Yeah, and what's your thoughts, Prime, as well? And Cube, let me know if you're around for this United Spurs show in a couple minutes. I'll send you the link. Your thoughts on what Maresca said about Sanchez being the number 1 and him needing to rest mentally.
Yeah. I won't say anything that'll get your channel shut down.
Nah, you won't get shut down, man. Just filter it. You got this. You can filter this. You're a very intelligent individual. You can figure out how to say it.
We should Sanchez is lucky he is what he is, because if he was anything different, our fan base would treat him like his middle name.
And what's his middle name?
His
I genuinely don't know his middle name. What is his middle name?
His name is Robert Lynn Sanchez.
You say Lynn? What is
Lynch.
Lynn? That's crazy.
You know-
That's crazy.
I stand by what I said. But yeah, no, he again, like I said it back in before the season started, that we challenged for top 4, but we'd finish 5th because I don't trust Sanchez and the defense. And as much as people can say our defense is not that good, like I think we're 10 goals conceded off Arsenal. We conceded 10 more goals, than Arsenal, I should say. Which, considering Fofana being out for a good chunk of the season, Colwell dropping off, and having the Sassy play and Tosin play and Reece being in and out, etc., Gusto not playing well, only to have conceded like 10 goals off this world-class defensive Arsenal side. Like, that's... I don't know what that tells you, but it tells me something. But yeah, the biggest problem is like Sanchez. People can say Jorgensen's not much better, but like the fact that he doesn't fill us with worry makes him a better goalkeeper. I don't think Jorgensen is like world class or brilliant or anything, but at least he's steady in goal. But the fact that Sanchez is going to be back in goal, I don't like it. I still have this worry of him like costing us. I'm glad he's not playing Conference League anymore, because I was worried about that with him as well. But I just don't. I really don't trust Sanchez. And maybe people can say I'm overdoing it. But I really don't trust. Like every time he has the ball or every attack, I am so worried with him. I'm so worried, man. He's the worst goalkeeper in this league. And this is weird because you have Onana in this league. You have Ramsdale in this league. And I think he is the worst.
Hey, come take Onana, man. He's all yours. Take Onana, Garnacho.
Although Kepa did remind... I'm glad Kepa did what he did at the weekend against Spurs. It just reminded Chelsea fans of what I know he is. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. Kepa is not good. But the thing is, right? Like, how many times has Kepa conceded a long shot this season?
I don't know. I've not been counting, but he's made plenty of mistakes. So
yeah, I agree. But again, we're comparing shit with shit. But like, it's like I look at Sanchez and every attack, I'm so worried, bro. Like we played Arsenal in the beginning of the season. They weren't good. We played Man United. Yeah, they played better than us, but their attack wasn't good. Like,
don't rule out Sanchez starting the Conference League final for you there. I'm just saying.
I know he will.
I'm putting it out there right now, guys. All this like he's our cup keeper, blah blah blah.
Surfer, he'll be Surfer. Like,
he'll be playing.
If he plays the Conference League final and we lose, Maresca's not allowed on the flight back. Nor is Sanchez. Both cannot be allowed on that flight back. If we lose this Conference League, and Sanchez is the reason why. Oh my God! People will never hear the end of it.
Oh. So yeah, let's get on that note. Let's get scoreline predictions. Prime, will go to you. Arsenal versus Chelsea. Scoreline prediction, my friend.
1-1.
Okay, 1-1. Seth, what are you saying?
Yeah, the same 1-0.
Same 1-0.
So wait, Surfer.
Yeah.
Is it? Are you saying 1-1 or is it a cheeky 1-1?
No, it's a drawing drab. It's a boring drab 1-1.
You don't, Ahmed, before you left.
I know. Sorry, I was here.
Make sure you lot subscribe to that Aegis channel, man.
Cheeky 1-1. And I questioned him, and he was like, "What do you want me to say? We lose 2-1." Oh my God.
He's such a fool. Well, yeah, people, on that note, we will close out. Big up to everyone that slocked in. Don't go anywhere, though, because we are redirecting over to the United special. So we'll be talking more Manchester United. And, of course, Tottenham Hotspur, they got through to the Europa League quarterfinal. getting past AZ Alkmaar. So Jez will be there. Alkmaar, I should say. Jez will be there. Jacob will be there. Unfortunately, De Niro's not around. But shout out to De Niro each and every time as well. But run up the likes right here, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. So before you leave, before we redirect straight over to the United Spurs show, hit the like button on the video here. Subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you subscribe to the Bridge Nation, which is Ahmed's channel, links in the title. And of course, don't forget this show and all the other shows you see on the YouTube channel, apart from watch-alongs, fan calling show, and the gaming content is all available on all audio platforms. So if you're on Spotify, type in Sarcasm City TV, follow us, 5-stars, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts, because you might want to listen audio only. Maybe, you're, as Ahmed would say, you're going for a cheeky walk, wherever that means. So yeah, people, you might not want YouTube using up all your data as you're out and about. So, or you might just prefer to listen to audio only, or you don't want to see Ahmed's stupid face. I hear it, people. Whatever the case may be. So yeah, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, etc., etc. Like I said, we're redirecting to the United Spurs show. So hit the like button as soon as you land over there. Get your comments in. Just keep them United or Spurs related. But this has been the Manchester United Chelsea podcast. Man Them United pod meets the Ballers at the Bridge pod live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in. I literally see you lot in 2 minutes. Salute.